Fast forward, ini komo ewo chani so AGH Politics Avenue. Unia podcast or training milk is making headlines. And I jump right now be exomo. Ewa ni dim yahu black simu se ende edi di Kenya. Stress obi jama subscribe to the channel. Hit notification bell so share na fair for front so answer into me and kebi. Ni dim yahu black simu. Mami emfa inra aye political highway sinem. Na eja dema enye asem koto akra. Na ni nyina se lawyer Appiah kubi eye legal counselor ema eye chairman Wontumi. Na ene okupie mu ewo eye key point talk show no so no ria obi a o client ya accusing of illegal mining na also ya panel also o kasa efa eye illegal mining ene na nyasem koto akra na okanya ebupia eye attorney general kire mu se attorney general wona no ewo nkutahu die bia eno no eye secret eba abontia wan hwe edie nim gu ase ene be dey ebeba onua na nsemi bensa ena lawyer Appiah pi ka ho asem let's just at this point in time yem enwram na yenhwe nsem no mu nkyeremu pa yi AGH Politics Avenue but that's so wajimre ewa hara sene so baade no edi adumbi edum ye ne yebesan abo ewram yenko yensem
me also. And indeed, he forgets that he had conference with me. And indeed, during the conferencing also, he also indicated to me also that the office had come to him. And you think that
he told you that
he voluntarily went to him. At what point?
From who?
Check lawyer-client confidentiality.
No,
Has it been breached?
I have not said anything.
So senior,
but I'm only warning that.
Borderline.
No.
They are borderline.
No.
If this communication came during conference,
no.
Then the nature of disclosure is limited.
Wait a minute.
Maybe I'm just drawing your attention.
No. I'm only saying that he had conference with me. So when he said that,
so the nature of disclosure at conference.
I have not disclosed what he told me or what I told him or what came between us. But I'm only saying that he had conference with me.
Yeah, so leave it there.
No. He had conference with me, and the time of the conferencing and the time of the voluntary action.
Senior is trying to intimidate the witness.
No, I'm not.
Senior is trying to intimidate the willing witness. It's an intimidation strategy.
Very well. And I'm saying that he had conference with me, so you should be careful.
Oh, there's I see. You know, as lawyers, this is a strategy that is always deployed by defense attorneys. You see the way he pointed it? He smartly said, okay, be chairman in conference. Be careful. And we won't say much. But that alone becomes a push and certain.
No.
But this is, and I'll come to you,
I know, you know the intimidation strategy.
No, he's saying that he is complaining about the choice of word poaching.
Yes.
And I say that at least he had conference with me. That is in answer to the accusation of me using the word poaching.
Okay.
I say at least he should he should be reminded that he had conference with me.
Right. That's why I pointed out his
narrative upon his instructions.
I see. His narrative was that he did this voluntarily without coercion or any form of inducement. That is in sharp contrast to your description of he becoming prosecution witness as poaching. That's what I wanted to point out. But this is the basis for his testimony, essentially. He said that he had been promised some money, 20,000 cedis every month, as the MD for Akonta Mining. Wontumi ended up paying him just 4,000 Ghana cedis for fuel. He was promised the V8 never came.
These are matters
and then
in
he
the court.
says,
so our advice
the knowledge of the accused
until we go to court.
And he's talk about the operations.
He has filed a witness statement.
Yes.
So please.
And all the others that
I will not respond to this.
Is this unethical?
He has filed.
I'm not even asking you to respond to this.
No,
because yes, you are.
He has filed his
active
witness
party
statement.
in this case.
It's a public document. Yeah.
Yes, and it's one that is out there, so it's not like we're breaching any.
Go ahead.
God, is this ethical, or it raises concerns as Lawyer Appiah tries to put out?
Is it ethical or legal?
This is to you.
Okay, so
no.
Yes.
Can I go ahead now?
Yes, please.
Okay. My interest is not the 4 lawyers here. My interest is now the public.
Indeed.
So let me deal with this in a certain general sense.
Yes.
Listen, law is strategy. The practice of law is about using the law as a tool to get a certain set of goals.
Yes.
All right? So, strategy. That is number one. So, the prosecution has a strategy, the defense has a strategy. And one of the strategies in all war is spying, is to convert an enemy to a friend. Okay? And that is applied here. Now, but there are a few things here which I think I want to explain. One, the prosecutor is not duty bound to find guilt at all costs. A prosecutor's job is not to railroad the accused to the point where they are found guilty. The prosecutor's job is to seek and find truth, including exculpatory truth. Exculpatory truth is if in the course of his work he finds any evidence that releases the accused, he is duty bound to bring it to the fore for the person to go. Now, that duty notwithstanding, it is also the prosecutor's job to find guilt where it is due at the least cost possible. And when I say the least cost possible, the accused person can drag you around for years at a huge cost to the state before you finally fix their, guilt. If, therefore, you have some accused persons who are of a minor degree, because there are degrees to everything, okay, it is proper, it is desirable, it is entirely within his duty to flip lower level accused persons if they have information which is valuable in the fixing of the guilt of the higher level, like the kingpins. Okay, so let me make this general point that what the Attorney General has done is entirely proper.
It's proper.
It's entirely lawful. However, moral issues arise.
Okay. Or even in the legal issues.
Okay.
Even in the legal issues, reference the appropriate law.
We won't finish this one today. But
that's why
the general stuff to the public is it's proper, it's legal, but moral issues arise. Now, those moral issues can later tend to bite you. That's what
but I'm even helping you with the legal issues. Even the appropriate... Just give me 1 sec.
I'll come to your
point.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, it is my view, however, that because the AG occupies a public office and he is not a judge, because all trials are public in nature, the flipping of a witness involves the exercise of a judicial discretion. Somebody who is otherwise guilty, or you've accused a person, on the way to prove their guilt, you choose to change that one, okay, so that you flip them. It is my personal view. It is yet to be fully adjudicated that Article 296 applies. What that does is it clears some of the moral and other lingering legal issues. On what conditions will you say somebody who has killed somebody, okay, should not be tried, but should turn around and rather become the accuser of other persons who have also killed somebody? Okay, so we need to deal with these things as we move on.
Okay.
Now, I think Appiah was also saying something that sometimes when you flip, you are involved in crossing yourself. And when you do that, you put yourself in jeopardy. Okay, so it is not easy. Let's say it's not easy on the person who has been flipped, and it's not easy on the AG who has also flipped somebody. You can get into a point where it complicates your life and can lead to the acquittal of the accused person. So it is not that easy, but what people must understand is that this is entirely proper. It puts more pressure.
It's lawful.
It's lawful. It is proper, actually, in terms of public policy and other things. But it puts pressure on Appiah.
Let's say it has
consequences. Everything has consequences. Okay? But however, that pressure can easily be flipped. So for me, it is important that we understand this in principle. My hope is that these things will be done quickly and disposed of quickly, and properly and efficiently.
The cases, you mean?
Yeah, the cases. Okay. Done, without too much of this.
Just what I wanted to add.
Dr. Arthur Kennedy was nodding. just wanted to
something to add to what
acknowledge the presence of Adam Senanu as well. He's the coach of the citizen movement against corruption. Because I need to end on this
before we lose it.
No,
just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Quick one.
All that we are doing is in reference to the governing law, the governing law, mining and minerals, in bracket health, safety and technical regulations, 2012, LI 2182. And I reference sections 34 to 44
of the mining LI.
Of the LI.
But you know, Act 30 is what we
are yes. And Act 30, I have referred you to subsection 4 of Act 30 59, section 59.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm also referencing you to 34 to 40.
So what's the point? What's the point exactly?
Of the mining regulations.
So your point, yeah.
And that goes to support the position you made of responsibility levels.
I see. Okay, so, Dr. Kennedy.
That's all that I want to say.
A quick one on this. I come to legitimate.
Their discussion on flipping the witness.
Yes. Not, in this case, it's not a flip in the sense of the word, because then the gentleman is saying that, he decided to be a prosecution witness. He wasn't flipped or given any office per se.
In my experience, even though I don't practice law, it is done all the time. And RICO cases and other things, when they are trying people involved in drugs or major crime. So that is entirely appropriate. Of course, there are guidelines that ought to be followed. So I think that if there are sections, the Attorney General ought to explore them, and any person who is accused should do the best to defend themselves. But I think that Attorney and MP Appiah Kubi's comments are interesting. Yes, the Attorney General has a duty for truth, and he's not obligated to convict, but he's also acting in the public interest. Before he brings a case, he ought to believe that probably a crime has been committed. So he doesn't just get up on a whim and go to court. So he must believe that there is probable reason to believe that somebody has committed a crime. And I completely support his willingness to deal with somebody so that he could convict higher ups. In fact, it might be that Wontumi himself, this is just speculative, can say that, yes, you think I am one of the major people involved, but I can tell you the whole story about Galamsey and all the big politicians involved. And in return for that, maybe he himself might not go to prison because he will help us unravel Galamsey involving higher ups. So I say that the Attorney General is on the right path and he should deliver the best he can for Ghana. But he should not accept 80% and all that and let people go. That part of it and only prosecute, I don't agree with those.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Kennedy. Adam Senanu, good morning. Thank you for joining.
Are told where to hit and where to, so there are rules of engagement. So at that point, that will be done.
Thank you very much. This one here says Musa Batwa in Aswasi. Alfred, now it's clear that the fight against Galamsey has reached crescendo because the Galamseyers are gradually turning into rebel-like groups. I agree with Kofi Bentil on this, but I have confidence in this government ability to deal decisively with this existential threat. The NIMOs are an excellent intervention. You see, this one here also says if the EPA boss had been killed, she would. I think you are reiterating a point that Kofi Bento made. This is from Nana Genchi Amwako the 10th, a hunter in the west. That's a hunter west. Thank you. This one says, good morning. While we are all campaigning for the fight against Galamsey menace, we equally owe the duty to educate the public well. To acquire a mining lease in Ghana, the process takes not less than 60 days. Thus, it will be mischievous for anyone to suggest that the licenses issued in January were actually done, within this period by President Mahama's government. More so, when, as of the dates of such issuance, sector ministers that should supervise such processes had not taken office. I agree, more must be done radically to win the fight, but let's also be objective. Patrick Fafali, Esquire, thank you very much for that message as well. This one here, coming in from Engineer Mahama Abdullahi, says, good morning, Alfred. The story isn't about the narration. What is happening currently is what matters, you say. Thank you very much for your message. Adolf Mate was watching us as well, and those of you watching us on the Voice of London television in the heart of the city of London, this one, he says, ask Appiah how he's able to be Wontumi's lawyer. Go to his area and see how long.
When the matter issues.
Thank you. Adolf Mate is asking how yes. We want to respond to this.
Yes, let me respond to this. You see,
he said, no, the message in full says, how are you able to be Wontumi's lawyer and still talk about this fight against Galamsey and the successes that you have chalked in your constituency? Because these are two rivers that will never meet.
Yes.
So what's happening?
No, let me go. My work as a professional lawyer is to defend a client who has been arraigned before court and charged with offences. My work is not to seek to exonerate anybody who would have done something against the law.
Okay.
So my work as an officer of the court is to assist the court to come to a judicious determination of the issues before the court.
Fantastic.
And that is exactly what I do.
You have explained the lawyer's work. You have explained the work of the lawyer. We agree.
In any case, my client has pleaded not guilty.
Okay.
And when he pleads not guilty, I must be with him in guiding him through the law to defend himself.
Until otherwise proven.
Until otherwise proven. And in any case, the responsibility and duties are on the prosecution to establish his guilt or otherwise.
So I think you should have ended the very first point.
Okay, thank you.
No, it's okay. So prosecution has a duty and responsibility to establish the evidence
and to engage in police investigation.
Yes. So I am delivering service to a client as required by law within the law.
I see. Well, but this week you had cause to raise concerns about the Attorney General's strategy and with these, the fourth accused in this case, who had decided to serve as prosecution witness. That's the manager of Akonta Mining.
Okay.
Why do you have concerns about the AG accepting him to be a prosecution witness after he was accused?
Indeed. Let us not forget that the fourth accused person then was my client also. And that I took instructions from him. So whatever I had done for him in court was upon his instructions. Now, in course of the proceedings, the Attorney General finds a way to, I don't want to use the word, but to get him on his side. And I thought that would explain my concept of poaching. Gets him on his side, and this guy starts talking profusely. He has filed a witness statement. And I thought that the Attorney General, also serving as the Minister of Justice, has a duty to ensure that the justice system is fair and that to all manner of persons, and that there should not be any attempt to undermine the course of justice. Attorney General's job, as in his capacity as Minister of Justice. And I was warning that it is important for Attorney General to realize that you wear two caps. Don't leave one behind and wear the only one. Because the two responsibilities are simultaneous, and the expectations are that you perform your other work considering that you have another responsibility in being sure that the judicial system is also rolling out judiciously.
No, but why do you describe...
Now, you have engaged the fourth accused person as your witness. What I'm saying, and I'm advising the fourth accused person who was my client that when you are applying the law, don't apply it in piecemeal. The whole of Section 59 of Act 30 has provisions beyond the 1 and 2, subsections 1 and 2. And the subsection 4 says that notwithstanding your discharge, you could still be prosecuted based on the evidence in the same facts. So I was just sounding that warning. And criminal action is not time barred. So any time in your life, you could be brought before the court to face charges. And when you are also given evidence like that, you should also be mindful that when the evidence is taken without the presence of co-accused persons, it could not be binding on the co-accused persons. And again, when you come before a court in future and you have made some concessions, you have admitted some wrongdoing, these are evidence that will come for you to face. And when you have such evidence, you don't need to prefer any further evidence because admission is admission. And therefore, you have to be mindful of what you think would be your evidence as a witness because the law is also waiting for you one day. That is a warning that I sounded. But on the part of Attorney General, I would have thought that Attorney General would make sure that the judicial process will be better supported within the court. And in any case, Attorney General himself, as an officer of the court in the court, is duty bound to provide even evidence that will work to support that of the accused persons. You are not supposed to seek conviction at all costs. And therefore, an accused person like that, you approach him to come and provide evidence against another accused person. What are you seeking to get? Are you saying that he should, by all means, come and work against an accused person who is also standing before trial? And the chances are that this poached accused...
Well, why do you describe it as poached? Because the gentleman, that's what I was coming to call, the gentleman himself has indicated that he voluntarily,
yes,
without any duress or coercion.
Yes. And he forgets that he had conference.
We ain't some who do it because watching on so. I'm not so Jim or Senate so bad, you know. Edia Dumbi Edumania. You be some room na Yasumu Quantum Supra. AG politics avenue.